welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm doing a pick-a-pile reading for 12/12. Today is December 12th, 2022, but you can of course, use this reading for whenever you find it. But today we are going to talk about the energy in numerology. Now I'm not a numerologist. I kind of tend to think of the numbers as they go along with the zodiac. So for me, 12 has Pisces energy, okay, and tends to focus on endings. So today's reading is going to be about what we are ending, what's transforming, what's shifting, what's changing in our life, and what can support us to move through that. So, 12 is a really powerful, interesting number because we see a lot of 12s come up in a lot of things in our society and life, right? 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 months in the year, okay? So it's very interesting to celebrate this day. It feels very powerful. And as I said, we're going to talk about and get into in this reading what's ending for you, okay? And of course, whatever is, endings, what follows endings? New beginnings. So definitely, positive energy. But because it is Pisces, we may feel some growth spurts. We may feel, although this day is powerful, there may be some grieving to go along with whatever is ending. And so I just want to validate that as well. So let's get into the reading. The first pile here is going to be the crown. So pile 1 is the crown, pile 2 is the cougar. So taking a moment to decide with whatever resonates for you. All right, and now we will get into it. So pile 1, this is actually not the first card we're going to look at. We're going to ask ancestors, guides, we're going to call in any spirits you work with, those of us in pile 1, what's ending for you? What are you seeing end? This really flew out. So Mercury, that kind of tells me that maybe there's a shift and a change in your communication style. Maybe you are changing. What's ending for you is the place where you live. Maybe there's endings around extended family, with siblings, right? Endings and also just shifts to how you function with them, relate to them, communicate with them, okay? Yes, so this feels more, you also got new beginnings, pile 1, so this really does feel like, as I said in the beginning, what comes after endings? New beginnings, okay? New moons are all about starting something fresh and new. So since this is, an ending with the number 12, we're talking about the energy of endings. I don't really see it as like an ending to, like I talked about some of the relationships that are associated with Mercury, right? Extended family and siblings. It can be, or at least third houses, which Mercury rules one of those houses. Mercury also rules Virgo in the 6th house, so it could be new rituals, new habits, new structure for daily work. You could be starting new work, ending another job and starting new work. So this really represents the beginning of a cycle. So I feel like this pile may be like, wrapping up and starting anew with mercurial things. That's also new ways of just communicating. Let's kind of see if there's another area of life where this might be mostly focused, okay? Because we talked a little bit about where it could be focused, but maybe where is this new way of communication, or maybe you are publishing something new. That's funny. So we also got full moon for endings that came out too. Both of these came out, so why not? I just pulled them. And then we got 4th house. Okay, so new communication at home. the way that you communicate maybe with your ancestors. Maybe you're beginning communication with your ancestors, or you desire to. And or new ways of communicating, new beginnings in your home with family, okay? Or maybe you're communicating about fourth house things. Maybe you're going to be sharing more things about parenting, okay? Maybe you are going to be sharing more ancestral things, healing parental wounds, right? Yeah, so those are all possibilities. Since this is not a singular focused reading, there's always lots of possibilities. But we're gonna, continue to pull cards and see if it gives us more focus. But yeah, there's something very clear ending and beginning in the fourth house. So we talked about moving, and the fourth house is home. So there really could be this ending of where you're living somewhere and beginning somewhere else, living in a new home, living in a different neighborhood. Wow. Okay, so this is the first card I pulled before we even began the reading so that you could choose a pile, and this is from the Goddess Oracle deck, and the goddess that pile 1 got is Kali. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So, this is about helping our endings along. And you can pray to Kali, call on Kali, ask Kali, right? Because Kali is the goddess of endings and beginnings and can kind of help that along. You can also ask your ancestors. It's interesting because 4th house in Cancer, loves antiques, maybe hoards, the dark side of it. And so it's what you could even be holding on to things physically, right? And I hate to say nothing new can enter when you don't release the old, but there is a lot energetically about that. And I was kind of throwing a sweater in my closet in my office earlier where I keep my clothes, and didn't hang it properly and closed it and thought, what am I feel a little stuffed up, a little, like I need to cleanse. And it's what is having this space like this doing for me mentally? So I feel like that's kind of coming through too, what do you need to let go of in the way of communication and 4th house things so that you can begin anew? Okay, also got mountain, intention. Initially I thought moving to the mountains, going to the mountains. Mercury is also about small trips, right? So you may be taking a small trip, you may be moving to the mountains. And then also, I'm hearing be intentional about where you go next. I chose this pile and this feels really personal. Be intentional about where you're going. Be intentional about these daily rituals, right? I hope I'm not too confusing because there's a lot of different things coming through with this that may resonate with different people, but be intentional about these endings and new beginnings. And remember, Mercury rules over the Virgo in the 6th house, so maybe this group is being called on to have a ritual to tell the universe, I'm ending this, I'm moving into this new phase. I would appreciate your help seeing that along. And this is how I'm ending this. Maybe having a burning bowl ritual or something like that. They're being called upon, sorry for the shaking, to be very intentional about what is ending and what is beginning. Have a ceremony, write a letter. You don't have to give it, right? Yeah. You also got from the ancestors, lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards, okay? So, yeah, this feels like an end of a emotional cycle too, yes. Fourth house isn't just our parents, it's not just our home, and, ancestral energy, right? The fourth house is our known ancestors. It's also the house of our emotions, and I feel like what's ending and beginning too is a new emotional pattern, an ancestral one that has been inherited. So, a real new way of dealing with your emotions, handling emotions, right? Maybe you used to suppress them, right? It feels like there's going to be an emotional shift for you after 12-12 in this pile. Maybe you've been feeling really down, and it's a shift into better emotions and just being able to move through them better. You also got horse spirit, freedom is yours. Yeah, so I kind of feel like this pile may have been trapped in a real Piscean cycle of mental, not good mental stability, mental unwellness. Okay, and after this, as you move through this emotional cycle, emotional freedom is yours, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Let's see what else we're getting from the ancestors. I'm getting from them that this is, very much, a lot of this feels like stuff that is not yours, not ours. I chose this pile too, so yes, rhythm maker, tempo, you're supposed to, usually when this comes up, it's about marching to the beat of your own drum, and it's but for this, I'm feeling like you're supposed to be different than your ancestors. It's okay to grow away from them in the sense that you know how to do better than them. You learn from them. You are a master of your emotions. Okay? And to me, this is you understand your own rhythm. You understand your own emotions. Maybe you've been feeling not good lately. In fact, I'm even gonna pull, I was gonna do numerology cards, but let's do these angel tarot cards and see what was the past. Okay, so a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunity. Okay, so I feel like maybe many in this pile took a leap of faith, they moved forward with their dreams, and at the first sign that maybe it was going to be difficult, no offense to you guys, I picked this pile too, but there was and this is very Cancer energy, too, trying to go for a goal and getting shut down and just going back in your shell. You went back into your shell once you got these opportunities. You got a little bit of imposter syndrome. Okay, there's also some release around that. And then the future card, we got Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, witty. Okay, objective decision making, clearing the way all of that no longer serves you. Okay, it's major ending vibes. And seeing the humor in a situation. Yeah, having fun and being playful after a dark period. Okay, and Queen of Air is Queen of Air maybe intellectualizes a little bit more, is more fact-based, and so I think that's also, you're being called upon to bring in that energy to help you with your emotions. Okay. Numerology card, rebirth. Wow, yes, 16. So really you're going through it feels like a deep deep emotional ending, coming through and coming out of it with this a real rebirth of emotions. Okay, a real cleansing and shedding and dying and ending of old ancestral patterns. And a lot of this is going to be natural, but I'm also hearing to help it along, helping the energy along. Like I said, maybe there's a burning bowl ritual you can do. This is crazy. You also got the bat, which is death leading to rebirth. Okay. So you may have felt really like in a dark period or uncomfortable leading up to this, is what I'm getting. And like 12/12 is going to be that release. And the fact that it's, Piscean energy, 12th house energy, ending, dying. I mean, 8th house is also like death and rebirth, but 12th house is in a sense too, right? Because it's the cycle before, it's the end before the first house. So there's lots of like calling upon you to let go so that you can have this rebirth. Remember, get rid of the old and make rid of the new. Okay, so there is this, you are being called, there is this energy of you helping this energy along, or you are being called, right, to help this energy along. How can you do that? Okay, by dancing, moving through these energies, pulling some self-care cards now. Move it through your body. I'm hearing like lots of this is physical and maybe stuck energy in the body. So even if you don't want to like dance, but just stretch and move. And also, that's sweet, baking, or I'm just hearing like the reason the baking came through is like whatever brings you calm, zen energy. And for some in this pile, it's a 4th house energy, like maybe, you like to bake, that brings you calmness. And there's also just this like, I know it feels like you're moving or you're making a shift, but there's also this call to get like comfortable in your home, in a sense that you can bring that spirit anywhere and it doesn't matter where you are. Okay? Did we get everything we needed? Yes, I'm hearing that that's it for pile 1. So happy closure, happy endings, dance through it, move through it, breathe through it, even though you didn't get breathe, I just heard that. All right, pile 2, what's ending for you? What's shifting? What's changing? What are we leaving behind in the past, pile 2? What are you leaving behind in the past? Okay, so you might be leaving behind some friendships, right? Or old patterns around being friends, okay? You might be saying goodbye to some goals and dreams that just don't align with you anymore. Okay? That's what feels like comes through the strongest with this 11th house here, okay? Yes, you're going through a big transformation when it comes to the 11th house. So, friendships, big goals, and dreams. And the 11th house it's the humanitarian house and technology, but those are the big 2 transformative things that I'm hearing for this pile. Okay, let's do an angel tarot card early on to see, so huge transformation when it comes to your friendships. Also your groups. The groups that you're a part of are going to see a huge transformational shift. Funny. Okay, so the past card that you got, I pulled for the past 10 of water. So a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. And then you got the end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. And what I'm hearing is these are reversed. So this is the past. And then this is the future. Okay, so trustworthy relationships. I feel like your friendships are going through huge transformation. Pluto's also about like power dynamics, and it can be kind of dark, and it rules over the 8th house in Scorpio, right? So wants to get to the bottom of things and truth. So you may be discovering some things about friendships. Some things may be coming to light that help you like move in a new direction and lean more and create more trustworthy bonds and friendships. Okay. Yes, you also got links, discernment, look beyond immediate appearances. So yeah, everybody, God, ancestors, universe, spirit guides, angels, whoever you look to or you feel like gives you guidance and advice. I feel like it's coming through with this card and saying, yes, like, okay, so what's ending for you is that this transformation is you're gonna have more discernment when it comes to people and who you spend your time with. Okay? You also got Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, your energy levels, and emotions. And I feel like I'm hearing that this is coming through because this is, again, focused on like your friendships and your circles and your groups and who you surround yourself. So who drains your energy? Who gives you more energy? I'm feeling like it's a very body-based thing. Like you can tell. So start to discern more who is feeling good to your body and who's not. Who is literally lighting you up, giving you more energy, giving you joy, and who is sucking it away. This is so amazing. Honeybee community. 11th house is all about greater community, larger community. 3rd house is a little bit more local, but who are you associating yourself? Who is your community? How are you working as a bee in your community of bees? And what needs to change? What needs to end? Wind, movement. Okay, so maybe you are shifting out of community. Maybe the breeze is blowing you from one community to the next. Okay, maybe you're, no longer vibing with the yoga community and you've gotten more into cooking right? Okay, so I do see some movement. 44 to me is also a very ancestral number, so feels like that's a direct ancestral. Your ancestors are saying, move, maybe. Let the wind blow you. Let the wind move you to other places. And it doesn't mean, endings, yeah. I was going to say, it doesn't mean you have to end being part of a group, before trying a new one. But just be open, open to letting the universe move you, letting the wind blow you to another place, another community, being part of a different group, okay? You also got spring, see your seeds grow, so maybe you've already put energy into joining this new community, being a part of this new place, okay? And you will soon start to see the benefits of that, of what you put out in the universe to be a part of a new community, okay? And if you have not, then this is your call to begin. Yes, abundance. I feel like this ending of friendships and communities and maybe again goals is gonna bring you lots of abundance and abundant joy, right? And I think opportunities. I feel like these new groups that you're gonna be in are going to give you new opportunities. Let's pull one more. This is kind of feeling messy. One more astrology card just to get some more vibes on that. Hi, James. You okay? Hi, buddy. Hi. Okay. So one more astrology card. Just for some vibes, some more vibes. Okay, you got waning crescent. All right, so these new groups, feeling like they may bring us some abundance and it's kind of similar to the first pile we were talking about, waning crescent is about endings. It's balsamic, okay? So maybe there's a pause before you're moving into this new space, because waning crescent moon is about rest and recuperation. And Aquarius rules over the 11th house, and a lot of people see Aquarians as very social, and they can be. They also need a lot of downtime and rest and recuperation because, and it depends on the Aquarian because so many other things matter in the birth chart, but what was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought. Because a real strong Aquarian person, right? Bright side of Aquarian that is humanitarian and puts a lot of their energy out into other people and gives to their community and all those things, needs to pull inward, needs to balance that with rest and recuperation. So I feel like there's a call for you to do that too. And maybe it's a rest and recuperation of just a pause before you move into this new community. You start giving your energy and your effort away and making sure that that's balanced, because just because you start that and just because you're moving into a new space, remember, in these cards before we talked about your energy being drained, okay? Why did you let the wind blow you into this new community if you're just going to get back into relationships with energy vultures and all these things, okay? So if you're starting something new, there is this, I think this period is here to remind you that, remember, you have standards now, and you're not going to let your time and energy be drained, okay? So you also got the gazelle, and the gazelle has kind of like a little bit of heightened awareness. So you're actually being called on to have that, again, about these people, discernment, groups, right? Gazelle are hyper aware of their surroundings, okay? Sometimes to a fault. So going back to that idea of rest and recuperation, and maybe, you are being, this is for the people who maybe are being a little bit too hypervigilant about who they're around, and then they're around no one. But sometimes being around no one is being around people who aren't right for you, right? But this also is a call that it's kind of a reminder that there is a community that you belong to, that you will find eventually, and so you can kind of have faith. You're being called on to have faith in that, I think, if you can, if it resonates with you, okay? Don't forget to enjoy the good parts. Maybe if you're still in this community that you're moving away from, try to enjoy the good parts of it, and remember when you're in this new community, and to enjoy. I'm just hearing and feeling from the gazelle energy that there's this, you're being called upon to find peace within these new communities in some way, right? It seems like you want to move into a more peaceful community as well. I don't know, more meditative, right? Beautiful. Okay, so pulling out the self-care cards, got sound healing. So it just feels like you're being called into quiet energy, peaceful energy, meditative energy, maybe even kind of a spiritual community. Just something feels peaceful and quiet about this. And be still. Love that. There's some sort of nourishing balance that I feel like this community is meant to bring you, or this ending of being in a different type of community is meant to bring you. Does that make sense? If it makes sense. Did we pull? I don't know if we pulled this other animal card, so I will. Yes, butterfly spirit transformation is beautiful. It's so funny, I was just thinking in my head, I didn't feel like there was a huge transformation card for this pile, but I feel like both these piles are going through this. These are huge endings. These are powerful endings that might last you the next phase of your life, okay? And it doesn't have to be this big scary thing like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna lose friends. Like, no, it feels like something that's natural, and it's more about like, I think it's less about direct friendships and more about like community of friends, right? You're moving into this new community of friendships, okay? Very transformative. I love that this came through because I was just thinking like, this feels transformative, but I don't know if this pile got something. And so then it was just like I picked it out. But super beautiful, peaceful shift and ending and transformation. And for both the piles, I should have said it in pile 1 too, but I guess I'm hearing it more here, so it's meant to be here. But it's like, don't fight it. Let the shift, what should happen? Let the shift happen. Okay. I'm not saying it's always easy or fun, right? Growth and transformation and endings can be a little bit painful, but I promise on the other side, you know, if you're following your intuition about these groups, right, about this ending and shift, then it feels like, yeah, you're always going in the right direction. So that feels like it's the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. You can also always purchase a personal reading from me, astrology as well, to see whatever's going on currently for you transit-wise. I currently have a sale going on for my astrology readings, and they're $75 for either a relationship reading, a money reading, or a life purpose reading, okay? I hope that you're having a great 12/12. I would love to hear from you about what you feel like you're ending and shedding, and please comment if this reading resonated with you. And yeah, have a great one. See you next time. Bye-bye.